ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Friday's end of day, April 24th. I'm JT Backus, the Academy Headmaster here at First Stages Theater Academy, here to welcome you to the end of your day, and I'm here to send you off and into the weekend. First things first, Natalie Ford is going to be representing First Stage on the United Performing Arts Fund's Facebook page today, or should I say tonight, at 6 p.m. It will be a live concert, so feel free to check that out and support First Stage and Natalie and the United Performing Arts Fund. Just head on over to that Facebook page at 6 p.m. Our annual Bardathon is tomorrow. The award-winning Young Company is going to be doing their annual fundraiser, where they do as many Shakespearean monologues as possible in a row, raising funds for their Utah Shakespeare competition, as well as their American Players Theater trip and their productions that they do throughout our First Stage season. So if you would like to donate or support them in any way, there's a link in our description. Go ahead and click that and it'll give you some more information. Oh, it's magic. Perfect. So we had a question submitted to us today from Ask Academy, and the question was, what is the first show that you remember seeing? I got our responses, and I'll share with you those responses at the end of this program. And just another note that I will be taking, I will be gone. I will be taking a break from the beginning and end of day live stream, and it will be Mr. Colton taking in my place for a week, and then we'll get back to our normal schedule of everything the week after. So Colton's going to be taking over. I'm very excited to catch him at 10 a.m. on Monday. That is all I have for announcements for today. We're going to go right, but before we go into our acknowledgments, you might be wondering, what are some things that you can do to help First Stage during this time? Well, check it out. Here are some other ways that you can help support First Stage. If you had any tickets to one of the canceled performances, you can choose to donate your tickets to First Stage. You can also create a family package for our 2021 season. Feel free to purchase a gift card redeemable for tickets or for our Theater Academy classes. Feel free to share your love for First Stage on our Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. If you would like to help even more, please connect with us. We'd love to hear from you. So those are some of the ways that you can help out First Stage. Now let's move into our acknowledgments. I had some people doubting me about the weather because the last couple of days were a little bit gloomy and rainy. But, ladies and gentlemen, the sun is out in the 414 MKE. It is out. It might be a little bit chilly, but the sun is out. So I would like to acknowledge the weather for letting us go outside today. And I would also personally like to acknowledge the sun for shining so brightly. So those are the acknowledgments that we have for today. I would like to just move into a little bit of reflection. One last acknowledgement. I would like to acknowledge my good friend and partner in crime, Mr. Alex Gibson, that helped us with the beginning of day cheer. I thank him and hope that he's safe out in the New York City. And I hope all of you are doing your part and staying safe and at home during these times. Great. Let's go into a little bit of reflection and then our Ask Academy. Go ahead and stand on up. Go ahead and stand in that after neutral with your feet shoulder length apart, knees slightly bent, arms at your side, shoulders back and relaxed. And when you're ready, you can close your eyes. As you look back on your week, I look back at my week, and there's so many wonderful positive things that happened in my week. And I think I really am starting to realize what this idea of being together really means. Before, I admit that I did not really like the cliche of everyone saying, we're in this and we're stronger together. But I'm starting to really believe that message of together even more because I'm starting to get the evidence thrown right in front of me. And when I'm starting to see this evidence, it really does empower me to do this even more and to go out and bring people together. And I'm starting to see connections that I never thought would ever happen. And this time of pandemic and quarantine has kind of pushed us into a new room that allows us to explore new options, and it's really beautiful. And I hope that within your week and the weeks that we have been together, that you have accomplished things that you never even dreamed that you could. Because I think now we're getting accustomed to this idea of staying at home and staying inside and being isolated, which is a weird thought to be had, but I think that we're getting accustomed to it easier because we're staying connected in many different ways. And this weekend, connect with us at First Stage through all those amazing things that we have going on this weekend and tonight. And keep connected with one another. If there's anything that these programs are meant to do, it's really to connect with you, because you are so special to all of us at First Stage, and this is really special to me. And it's really beautiful when an alum like Alex comes in and gives us the cheer, or our artistic director giving us the cheer, and spoiler alert, future workouts to keep our body active, because we really care about one another, and we care about this company and the message, but more importantly, we care about you, our First Stage family. And our First Stage family gets bigger and bigger every single day, and we look forward to all the wonderful things we're going to create in the future. And it's really cool that in this digital age, we are still creating and putting out content for not only our young performers and students, but for First Stage families of any age. And I thank you. I acknowledge every single one of you that's been watching these, sharing these, putting those hashtags on those Instagram photos, because you're keeping hope alive. You're keeping that inspiration going. And sometimes we just like to feel that happiness and that accomplished feeling. And I hope that you feel that accomplished feeling. Because even by watching this, you're accomplishing so much. So thank you. I can't wait to see what you create next. Let's breathe in. And out. And in. And out. One more time in. And forward. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Tune in Monday at 10 a.m. with Mr. Colton in the morning. And we'll see you then. Enjoy our Ask Academy. Again, that question was, what was the first show that you remember seeing? Take care, everyone. Have a great weekend. I'll speak to you soon.
So I started seeing theater from a pretty young age. So I have certain memories, like little clips of memories from some of the earliest shows that I saw. And I actually reached out to my mom because I couldn't remember of my memories which one was actually the first show that I ever saw. And so my mom told me that the first show we ever saw was on a family vacation to Washington, D.C., and they took myself and my older sister to see The Phantom of the Opera. At the time, I was actually under 5 years old, which is crazy to me to take someone under 5 to see Phantom of the Opera. But she said both of us were just completely enthralled. And the one really vivid memory that I have of seeing that show was when Christine and the Phantom are on the boat, right? And there's smoke billowing across the stage and candelabras and sort of floating. And I just remember sitting there and being so awestruck and completely confused because a few minutes ago there was no water on the stage. So how was there a boat floating across the stage now? And then, you know, immediately following that scene, people are walking on the stage again. And my 4-year-old brain was completely mind blown, but also intrigued and fascinated as to how this theater magic was happening. And I think that was probably, you know, a moment for sure that definitely hooked me a little bit into theater and wanting to know more and how do they do these amazing things that they do. And also, apparently, I was very well behaved.
One of the earliest memories that I have is when I went to go see Goldilocks and the Three Bears over at First Stage when I was a couple years old, over at the Todd Weir, and I knew the story really well. The great thing about First Stage theater, it's very immersive, and I knew Goldilocks, and I felt for Goldilocks, and she was going to go in the house for the first time, and I immediately like screamed at Goldilocks from my seat, like, "Don't go in there! Don't do it!" And I thought that was the most amazing thing. And you know, my mom tells me that story all the time, and I think it's really fun when I go see First Stage shows now with schools and stories. So much that he thought it was real. So that's one of my favorite stories as well to share. So Goldilocks and the Three Bears at First Stage.
The first play that I remember seeing was a play called The Butler Did It Again at the College of Southern Idaho. I was in kindergarten at the time, and I still remember who the parent chaperone was. I still remember who I rode with on the way to the field trip. I don't remember really much of anything from the show, except for this facial expression that the butler made. It was sort of a fun character. And it was a roundabout way of getting me into theater, I guess, because I actually went to the college that did the show, and I worked with the same professors who put on the show. So, small world.